This is NBC News for Universal Kids. I'm Savannah Sellers, and here's your Week in Review. Sometimes good things can come out of a tragedy. During the 2013 Boston Marathon, an explosion injured more than 260 people, including Jessica Kensky and her husband, Patrick Downs. To save their lives, doctors removed Patrick's lower right leg and both of Jessica's lower legs. They both received prosthetics, artificial legs, and worked to walk again. And they got lots of help from a special friend, a service dog. Service dogs are trained to perform tasks or do work that helps someone with a disability. The new dog was a lifesaver, and they named him Rescue.
He came out and he was like totally goofy.
Rescue was trained specifically to help Jessica, and he stays close by her side.
I truly can't imagine not having him.
For Jessica and Patrick, Rescue was one of the good things that helped them get through their tragedy. Now, Rescue is the star of their new children's book about how service dogs can help people get better and live great lives. Saving coral reefs. Why should we care about them? Well, scientists say reefs help produce the oxygen that we breathe. They're home to 25% of all ocean life, and they provide protection from hurricanes and coastal erosion. Reefs are in danger because they only grow about 1 millimeter, or the thickness of a library card, per year. And they're dying faster since the ocean is getting warmer. But scientists have discovered a way to trick coral reefs into growing 500 times faster. Reefs may look like rocks, but they're actually made up of thousands of tiny living things called polyps. After cutting a piece of coral, the tiny pieces that were cut off get scared, and the fear makes them grow much faster than usual. The pieces then grow towards each other like magnets. Once the pieces are back together again, they settle down and form a section of coral reef. Scientists are using this trimming technique to save the coral reefs near Key West, Florida. It's good news for the coral reef and planet Earth. And now, have you seen this? Daring divers. On an island 282 miles from Seoul, South Korea, these haenyeo, or women of the sea, brave sharks and strong currents to dive down to the ocean floor. They collect seaweed, shellfish, and octopus to provide food for their community.
Is this the octopus that you caught today? We saw you grabbing it out of the rock.
Saving baby sea turtles. When sea turtles hatch, they must quickly scurry from their nests on the beach to the ocean. Not easy for a critter so small it can fit in the palm of your hand.
It's the light that they're really looking for. They're using the ambient light, the celestial light from the moon, as their cue to figure out where the ocean is.
They use the moon to find their way home to the water. But sometimes sea turtles can go the wrong way because they think lights from buildings are the moon. But help is here. Scientists are searching Florida beaches for lost turtles in need of a little push towards the ocean.
You made it!
And the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation is putting in turtle-friendly lights on buildings along the Florida coast. White lights are now amber and focused on the ground, not the beach. Half of all turtles used to get lost, but the new lights are already helping. On some Florida beaches, all of the turtles have made it to the ocean. Great news for these tiny turtles. FEMA. Emergencies and disasters like fires or hurricanes bring a lot of chaos, and FEMA helps people prepare and recover. FEMA stands for Federal Emergency Management Agency. As Hurricane Florence barreled toward the southeastern United States, FEMA worked with officials like North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper to plan evacuations and get supplies ready.
North Carolina is taking Hurricane Florence seriously, and you should too. Get ready now.
They monitored the storm from FEMA headquarters in Washington, D.C., keeping an eye on what areas would be hit hardest. After Hurricane Florence, FEMA worked with local police and firefighters to rescue people deliver food and water, and offer temporary shelter. FEMA also shares information on how to prepare for a disaster. The number one thing you can do to be ready is make a plan for where to go if you need to evacuate and what things to have during a storm. Ask your parents if you can go online and visit ready.gov/kids to make a disaster plan with your family. And now, have you seen this? A 50,000-year-old wolf and caribou mummy. The mummified bodies were discovered in Canada, deep inside the frozen ground. Scientists will study the fur and tissues from the animals to learn more about the mammals that lived during the last ice age. The cloud. Well, not the fluffy white clouds in the sky, the digital cloud. It's where data, like music, documents, videos, or pictures, is stored to keep it from being lost or deleted.
This is the cloud.
You're in the cloud.
Let's say you took pictures of your vacation with a smartphone. The pictures can be sent to the cloud, where they'll still be whenever you want to see them again, but they won't take up space on a smartphone or tablet. The storage computers that make up the cloud live in thousands of buildings called data centers, like this one that Microsoft runs in West Virginia. Microsoft uses barbed wire and concrete to help keep the data safe.
It's very similar to with a bank. You store your money at the bank, but it's not the bank's money, it's still your money.
And you can still take your pictures, music, and other data out of the cloud whenever you want to use it. Experts say the cloud has great security, but people should always have copies of important data.
And that's where the responsibility lies on your shoulders to make sure you've done everything you can to be as secure as possible.
So you can't really see it, but the cloud is working to keep data in the digital world more secure. And now, have you seen this? A museum filled with selfies. Yep, the photos people take of themselves, alone or with friends, and then upload to social media. The Museum of Selfies opened in Los Angeles, California, and visitors there are encouraged to take selfies with displays in the museum. Snapping a selfie is so popular, even the Pope does it. That's your look at this week's NBC News for Universal Kids. Now, go join the conversation.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.